Well, welcome. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. Today, we are doing your weekly tarot for those of you that have either started a spiritual business or are thinking of starting a spiritual business. So this is good for the week of January 23rd through the 29th. We'll take a look at some overall energies with the oracle cards, but then we're going to go into more specifics about some obstacles that you may encounter this week and advice from Spirit about what steps you can take next in order to bring, the fulfillment that you are looking for in your business. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to first take a look at the animal spirit card, Wombat Spirit, be at home. Okay, so this is that energy of the Hermit, knowing that you already have the answers that you are seeking within yourself, right? But it does mean that you may need to take a little bit of time to just sit with yourself, to realign yourself with your purpose and what it is that you're trying to accomplish in your spiritual business. So that could be different for each of you, right? But it's reconnecting to your why. Why did you start this? What are you trying to share? What are you trying to provide for, your clients or the people that you are trying to connect to? And then narrow pathway, tread thoughtfully. Okay, so I feel like this week, there really is this energy of, I feel like it's kind of interesting because I just finished the Life Purpose tarot reading, and I'll have that link to this one. That was all about expansion, right? I feel like this is kind of like this energy. If you have started a business, it's kind of like about narrowing, almost like narrowing your niche. Like you may be trying to do too much, almost an energy of trying to do too much. So let's take a look. So we're going to take a look at what is currently hidden from you, obstacles on your path and your strengths, and then what your next step is. Yeah, this is lovely. Okay, so you have the Empress on the bottom. Lovely. That is that energy of building the business that you want. But there is this energy of taking a look more closely at where you want to take the action. I almost feel like it is an energy of, really looking at where you're putting your time and energy in your business. And perhaps realigning yourself. Is it where you're putting your time and energy doing? Is it efficient? I guess that's what the word is. Is it efficient? Is it getting you where you want to really go? So let's see. Okay. Yeah, on the bottom you have change. Change is coming, and open your heart. Okay, so I feel like there's kind of like a big shift in your business or the way that you are conducting your business. It's almost, it's an energy where you could have gotten, because we just came out of Capricorn, where it's just now into Aquarius energy. If you are Aquarius, happy birthday. But Aquarius is more of expanding, but there is almost this sense that you're not ready for the expansion yet. There's something that you have to kind of like hone, and that could be like your daily routines with your spiritual business, or coming back to why you started it. It's almost as if you could be kind of like feeling a little bit scattered. It's about, okay, come on, let's bring it back down a little bit, right? Get refocused, because I feel like in a very short amount of time, it's going to expand into something bigger, but I also feel different, a little bit different. It's about kind of honing down your focus. And I feel so unfocused right now. That's why I feel like it has something to do with focus. They're just showing me all of these images. Okay, so let's take a look. Let's go to what is currently hidden from you. Okay, you have the Garden and the Gate, the Ace of Pentacles, and then you have Don't Settle for Less. What's hidden from you is that you're keeping yourself small. It's almost like you feel like you only have an ace to offer. So it's this energy of not putting out your best. I really feel like that's interesting because what they're wanting you to do is to look more closely at what it is that you're offering. Once again, it's that energy. I feel like you could be almost like trying to reach too many people or have too many products, however that might sit with what you are trying to do. It's almost kind of like, no, you have to scale it back to the one reason why you started this, the one pentacle, right? It's kind of like understanding. I feel like you think that if I pare it back, there's almost this energy, this fear that's coming up. If I pare it back, if I close down my niche, I will not be able to financially support myself, right? So it's kind of like, I don't want to get down to bare basics. It's a fear. That's how I feel. It's like a fear. It's kind of like, no, I don't want to do that. But that's what they're suggesting here, is that you have scattered your energy a little bit too much. So it's about bringing it back down. What is the core thing that you want to do? And to do a really good job with that one thing, okay? To put in, because this is Virgo energy, to put in the routines, okay? The structure that you may need with your business, and do a really good job with that one thing before you expand. I feel like some of you may be, even if you haven't started your business, you just have too many ideas. It's like, no, pick one idea and really fine tune it. What are the procedures? You know, like you have to get it back down into the business energy. What are the procedures? What are you offering? You know, getting back to the heart of why you want to start this business, the why. You may be a little bit too caught up in the money aspect of it and losing sight of what your heart is truly trying to share with the world, right? What it is that you are truly offering. It's almost as it's kind of interesting because it's kind of like you're trying to spread yourself so thin, okay, that you're losing the essence of who you are. You're kind of like caught up maybe in the money of it. Yeah, getting back to your heart. Yeah, getting back to your heart. It's kind of like you're almost having to really fight back your fears of financial stability. The truth is that when we stay in our heart space, right? When we are wanting that connection with the clients or the people that we are attracting in, right? We have that connection. The financial gain will also come, but there's something here. There's a fear that you are having to combat. And I feel like you know what that fear is, right? You know what the fear is. So it's having the courage of looking at that fear, right? And then coming back down to what your heart truly desires. You know, there's a little bit of that in that life purpose reading. So you may want to check that out. So what is your obstacle? Yeah, it's committing. It's making a contract with yourself. You have the Nine of Pentacles. You know, and then you have be honest with yourself. All your feelings, even the difficult ones, have a message for you. Accept your truth, then let Source take it from there. So what is your truth? What is it? It's almost like you're afraid to commit to your business, right? Or to commit to your spiritual gifts. Some of you may have gifts and you're kind of like, well, I don't know. You know, what is the truth? What's holding you back? Do you feel like maybe you're an imposter, that you don't know enough, that you haven't had your gift long enough, or are you afraid of sharing it with other people and then perhaps being scrutinized for it or something like that? There's a truth here that is truly holding you back. It's a fear, you know? And once again, it's kind of like you're having to fight back this fear, and you're trying to fight it back against this fear instead of facing the fear. Interesting. Yeah, the truth is that you're afraid to tell your story. You're afraid to go out there because you're afraid of the conflict that it may create in the world, within your own world. right? Within your family setting, your friends, you know. But here it is. It's about getting very inspired. Going back into your heart space will help you to get reinvigorated. Some of you may feel exhausted at this time because you have put yourself too thin. You know, some of you may have like a primary job and your spiritual business is a side business, but it's kind of like you've spread yourself too thin. Are there people that in your life that you could delegate some, you know, some like household chores to or something like that? Could you cut back some of the time that you're putting into your primary job? It's kind of like you're, you know what? I feel like for some of you, you have spread yourself so thin because you're fearful of it not being successful. So it's like you're putting a lot of time and energy into your business or into thinking about what you want to create, but you're not taking the actions that will help you to be successful. It's kind of like you're allowing it, the energy of your business or your fears around the business to kind of run the energy. It's about coming back to your why. Why are you starting this? Getting really clear, maybe even meditating every morning, you know, about getting back into your why. Setting an intention for the day to stay in your why and not allow your fears, your emotions to kind of run the gamut, you know, of how you conduct your day. I really feel like for some of you, it is about kind of like setting routines, procedures, you know, because they will help to kind of give you the protocol, the structure that you need so that your emotions don't get taken over. You can have a lot of people that are clamoring for your attention. That can be really difficult. Using good self-care practices on a daily basis, you know, especially if you're an empath, you know, cleansing daily those energies that may be accruing with, you know, on you. Yeah, really, I feel like it's really about taking really good care of yourself and staying in your heart space. So let's see what we have. What is your strength? Okay, knowing that the challenges are almost over. I love that. Your current challenges will soon be resolved and you will be able to look to the future with a smile. Yeah, so it really is the Queen of Pentacles. It's really about taking good care of yourself. You know, the Queen of Pentacles takes really good care of herself, of her finances. She has the routines, right? Very much that Virgo energy of having routines and structures, you know, Capricorn and Taurus. This is the way it is, you know. Some of us start, you know, spiritual businesses because we want a sense of freedom, right? I want to run, I want to play, but also understanding that when you have a business, you know, putting yourself in the energy of being a business person, you know, gender doesn't matter, but this is my business, you know. I love my business. I love my clients. I love, you know, where I am going with this, but I also know I have to have structure. Really lovely energy. I feel like the energy here is really about providing yourself structure, providing yourself with healthy boundaries. So a lot of times if you have a spiritual business, you know, you could be doing it outside, I mean, inside your home. You could be running it inside your home. And, you know, there are pros and cons to that, but maybe, you know, you have to give yourself a certain number of hours. You know, I work on my business from blank to blank, and then, you know, you just kind of have to cut it off so that you can spend time with your family and your friends. You're well-rounded instead of like kind of giving your life completely to your business. Yeah, it's about, you know, oh, look at this, 10 of Pentacles and the Magician. Yeah. Lovely. It's when you get back into your heart. Yeah, you're afraid of your heart being broken. Okay, so I feel like for some of you, you really want this to work out because, you know, if you have a spiritual business, it's based on a gift that you have. You're sharing your love and light with others, right? So it is sometimes very personal. So if it doesn't go well, right, then you're kind of like, oh, you know, there's that energy of, oh my goodness, then my gifts are not real, or I'm not good enough, or something like that. So I feel like, you know, it is coming back into your heart, finding the joy in your work, knowing that the financial stability will come, that you are the magician. You have all the tools. You can make this successful and also happy, lighthearted, staying lighthearted, not being worried about it failing, right? Instead, embracing it and knowing that this is, helping others. Keep in mind who you're trying to help. Yeah, and it's dropping the burden of something that is traditional. So, having a spiritual business is not considered traditional in, most people's upbringing. So it's dropping the burden of that. That is playing havoc a little bit on your own confidence in yourself. Understanding, no, I get to decide what is good for me. I get to decide what kind of, what kind of career I want to have, how I want to use my spiritual gifts. It could even be dropping the burdens of, people in our society that feel like, if you have a spiritual gift or talent or you're spiritual, that you shouldn't make money on it. But we're not here to be paupers, right? We are here to experience and have all that we are trying to manifest. So I feel like for some of you, you could be also kind of, have people in your life or just feel in general, have that belief. Should I be making money? Should I be charging for what you are giving out? But understanding that you are giving out energy and allowing energy to come back to you. Your energy that you're giving out is your gift, your talents, your creative abilities. What you're allowing to come back to you is financial abundance, so it's that ebb and flow, knowing that you're giving out energy, and money is actually energy, right? So allowing that to come to you. Okay, so what is your, what changes to make? Pray from the heart. It's about getting back into your heart. I feel like your ego or your fears are really kind of taking over. And then you have the world and the goddess of the moon. Yes. Stepping into this new chapter, allowing your spiritual business to really become something that you put a lot of time and energy into, but from your heart, not, knowing that this will go, allowing this to be the new chapter of your life. If you've been thinking about starting a spiritual business, I feel like, this is an indication that it is time to kind of like really hone in. What is it that you want to create? Go into your heart. Listen to your heart. Know that your light and love comes from your heart, not from your mind, Yes, sun. The sun will, this is lovely. When you work on this, the sun is going to literally burn out all of the sadness that you have. And also understanding that out of your pain comes your purpose. Knowing that this is the direction for you to work on. Yeah, really lovely. And then, so what do we have for the next 3 months? We have, no, it is not yet time. This is not the divine right time to take action. Please be patient. The opportune moment is approaching. So I feel like, I feel like at this time, it really is about honing in back into your heart space. Even if you have a business, right? It's not maybe about quite expanding it quite yet. I feel like that time is coming very shortly though. It's about really putting into place procedures, routines. Your mission statement is really about, okay, I'm turning this into a business. I have a spiritual gift, but I'm turning it into a business. By turning it into a business, putting those routines in, what you're going to do is overcome your fears. Because what are your fears based on? I'm not going to make money. Okay, well, if you were to start any business, right? If you were to start any business, you would need a business plan. You would need the procedures, the mission statement, figuring all of that out, treating this just like you would any other business. And then also understanding that then it will be time to take action. Once you have the procedures, once you have the skeleton, right? The structure of what your business is all about, and you stay in your heart, right? When you're writing those procedures, those routines, asking yourself, okay, how does this help who I am trying to reach? But also, how does this keep me in my best, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual state? because having a spiritual business really can be very draining. And I feel like that is what Spirit is guiding you to do. Make sure that you are putting yourself as a top priority in your life, you know, coming from your heart. 10 of Cups. All that you are wanting is going to come to you. The time is not yet right to take big action. Doesn't mean you can't think about it, and it does not mean that you can't put procedures in. But it's like, don't expand until you have the groundwork done. Really beautiful energy there. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull a manifestation card for you. Let's see what we have here. I will tell my story as I want it to be. Really interesting. If you let your dominant intention be to revise and improve the content of the story you tell every day of your life, it is our absolute promise to you that your life will become that ever-improving story. For by the powerful law of attraction, the essence of that which is like the essence of that which is like unto itself is drawn. It must be. Yeah. So, you know, I feel like you're being drawn to tell your story, but it is about also coming back to that story every single day and asking yourself, what direction am I moving towards? Right? It's about having those procedures, that mission statement, you know, setting an intention every single day. What is my story? Why am I here? What am I trying to share with others? Right? Keeping your focus on that instead of, okay, how much money am I going to make? Who are my clients? Knowing that when you are telling your story, you don't have to worry so much about marketing and everything. Not that that's not part of it, but that you are going to attract in who it is that is meant to be part of your clientele. All right, let's pull a couple of these cards and see what we have here. Innovate, flow, and give back. Yeah. You know, understanding how what you are doing is kind of giving back, but then also having that energy of allowing the flow to come back to you, right? That ebb and flow of energy. You're putting energy out and receiving energy back in the form of money. And then get more done by entering the flow state. Completely and joyfully focus on what you're working on without multitasking. Yeah, I feel like some of you have just spread yourself way too thin. And then, is your business too generic? Highlight what you can give to your clients that no one else can. Frame your offers in a completely new way. I think it's coming back to your why, you know? Really, we had that energy at the very beginning. Going back to the bare basics. You know, who in particular are you trying to reach? That person is someone like you, right? You're not trying to reach everybody because you're not everybody. You're an individual, right? But there are other people that need to hear your story. And stepping into that energy of sharing your story, staying in tune with that and not trying to tell everybody's story, right? Sharing your story, getting back to the bare bones of what it is that you are meant to share. All right, well, I am going to leave it there. I really appreciate you being here. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I look forward to seeing you next Sunday. Bye for now.